Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is D-Bird here, giving y'all a review for Justice League Action Shazam Slam. I'm gonna be splitting the video into two parts. At the end is gonna be thoughts on what I think of the series so far, but this first part is gonna be the review. I'll let you know in when I'm gonna transition, so y'all don't have to watch it if you don't want to. This first part, I basically split this episode into like three parts, three episodes all together. First part is Batman and the Wizard Shazam. In the middle is Batman and taking on Justice League, kind of. And then at the end is Batman and Justice League taking out the rest of the Brothers Jin and things like that. So beginning with this first part, Batman finds the Wizard Shazam stuck on Earth. And we find out that Black Adam dethroned him and captured Billy. And Billy can't use the power of Shazam. So the Wizard Shazam is trying to get back. And he thinks Batman is a waste of time. Mortals, you're wasting my time. I don't need your help. You're just making me late and whatnot. So every minute the Wizard Shazam is away from his throne, he loses his powers. So he ends up depending on Batman, even though he's put Batman down as a mortal this whole little part of the episode. But so we go into it. Batman helps him. We find out Billy's captured. They have to get to this little orb that Black Adam has the Wizard's power in and Billy's power in. So Batman helps, and then the Wizard Shazam pretty much tells Billy, believe in yourself and you can still summon the powers of Shazam. And so Billy believes himself a little bit more, summons the power, and they defeat Black Adam. And the Wizard Shazam sends Black Adam hurling into time. So that little part was pretty cool. The person who had the arc in this was pretty much the Wizard Shazam of not trusting mortals and like, y'all are weak, waste of time, blah 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 blah. I'm not even listening to y'all. I'm a god. And so basically at the end he's like, oh, I should have more faith in mortals. Y'all can do things that I couldn't do if I was immortal, so y'all are cool. But then transitioning into the second part, when Black Adam took the throne for a minute, he unleashed all these internal evils or onto the earth, and then he released that the main thing was the Brothers Jin. He released the rest of the Brothers Jin onto the earth. Now, one of the brothers came in episode 1, I believe, and was taking on Wonder Woman and Superman, and that was cool. And I like how that at the beginning they tied it in at in this episode, pretty much for this finale. They tied the beginning the first episode into this finale. So I liked how they did that, showing that they can have a storyline if they want to. So Batman is chasing down one of the Brothers Jin, and then Green Arrow comes to help because Superman sent him, and Batman clearly likes to work alone. But the comedy is pretty good. I like what they're doing. And so Green Arrow comes in, and I like how I like when they're doing this whole episode, you can just tell the difference between Batman and Green Arrow, even though they're basically their base formula is basically the same: millionaire, playboy. Besides, I believe Green Arrow's parents got killed. I believe so. But yeah, their basic formula is the same, and vigilantes and rich. So it's funny how one is comical and Batman's all dark and whatnot. So I like when they interact with each other. But we end up Batman getting possessed by one of the Brothers Jin, and he goes to the Hall of Justice. He goes to the Hall of Justice because everybody thinks that the Brother Jin got away. And when he goes into this is a thing that gets me. Maybe it's just a child thing, but it's not a child thing. Most villains that take over people's bodies kind of do this somehow. They give it away that they're not that person. Like because he was trying to blend as Batman, and he was doing an okay job, even though he was messing up on some things. Like, that was your theory, Batman. How did you not know? He's like, oh well, I mean, I did know, just y'all caught on now. So But when he's going down in the elevator to the reactor, he smiles before the door closes, and I don't understand this little thing that every show does or something, like when they smile before they walk around the corner and then someone sees them, or they smile before when someone turns their back, and you clearly know that the person's in their body, and they just give it away to the other characters when they do something like that. So he goes down, we meet Booster Gold, and find out that Booster Gold and Batman spar now and then, I guess weekly. And Booster Gold always gets butt beat, but this time he was actually able to flip Batman, and that was funny because he was like, "Oh yeah, I got one in on him," and then he gets knocked out. Well, the Brother Jin possessed Batman kicks Booster Gold's butt and knocks him out, and then he also was able to defeat Wonder Woman by using some smoke grenades and tying her with her own lasso. And I was like, see, Batman could take down. I feel like this proves that Batman in Justice League Action can take down the Justice League, because Wonder Woman is way stronger than him, and this Wonder Woman can fly. So I was like, well, she just got taken down by Batman, so he can defeat them without having powers like them. And so he gets to the reactor. We say Cyborg in this one. I'm pretty sure Cyborg's voice actor is the same one on Teen Titans Go, so I'm glad he gets the same roles in-house at Cartoon Network if they're going to do Cyborg. Keep it consistent, because I do like him as Cyborg. He gets electrocuted by the possessed Batman, and he starts overheating the core, overheating the core, and it's going to explode pretty much and disintegrate everybody on the top, turning the planet back into molten lava-ish state. And so that's the plan of the Brothers Jin, turning it into a molten lava state again so they can live on the planet and wipe out all other pretty much life. And Superman comes in, and Green Arrow gets Cyborg out of there. The possessed Batman turns into fused, possessed Batman, large Brother Jin creature, and I didn't understand why this Brother Jin fused with Batman was able to turn like super bulky just because he had Batman in him. I don't know if that personifies something, that because of the power of the Batman, he was able to get strong as Superman or something like that. If Batman had mystical powers, he would be able to whoop everybody. Maybe, I don't know. And so Superman and the pretty much demon, well, not demon, but the Brother Jin, they fight it out. Superman has him at first, but then the Brother Jin just starts kicking Superman's butt, and they tear down the Hall of Justice. I couldn't believe that the Hall of Justice just crumbled in a small part of this episode. They destroyed the Hall of Justice completely with the Superman and Brother Jin fight, and I thought that was pretty good. I do like the fight scene in this episode. Fight scenes are well done in my opinion. It takes me back to like the old school stuff, and then when they're boxing, when they're fighting and just knocking each other through walls and whatnot. I like it. So the fight ends with Wonder Woman throwing the reactor core at Brother Jin, and so much power separates Brother Jin, one of the Brother Jin and Batman, and they were able to defeat the Brother Jin, and Hall of Justice is destroyed, so they need a new place. But then that leads into the next one when we get the finale for the episode. The other three brothers are still on the loose, and they're going to a volcano to reignite it pretty much and erupt everything and wipe out all the species and whatever, so they can rule the planet again. So when they get there, it's gonna be Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman who's showing up, and then we find out that one of the brothers can use incantations or spells to, if they say your name, zap the power away from you. And then we find that out because one of the brothers tells them, and he didn't need to, but I guess his character is just dumb. So Batman summons Constantine, and Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, they get out of there. Constantine assembles a team of Plastic Man, Swamp Thing, and Green Arrow, and it's gonna be those three, Constantine, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And Superman and Wonder Woman get their powers back, and then they're gonna go face the brothers Jin head on. So all of them get into the portal and go help. Constantine goes with them. Batman goes and tries to find more help in this battle. So they get in there. The brother Jin have a little moment, and then they say the incantation to ignite the volcano again, supposedly, and then they show up, beat up the brothers Jin, because their plan is to swap bodies. And then I think Plastic Man had the best, because Plastic Man had to turn to Wonder Woman. He was a little bit humiliated by having to turn into Wonder Woman, but it was kind of funny. So they fight, beat the brothers Jin, but it was too late. The volcano's about to explode. But we find out who's in the volcano. Black Adam. Black Adam busts out the volcano. It's like, oh shoot, I thought Batman told us that Wizard Shazam sent you hurling into the past. And he was like, yeah, I did. But then I was in the core of the earth, and he gave me time to not fix my powers. He gave me time to focus on my powers and perfect them even more. And so Shazam takes them. I mean, not Shazam. Black Adam takes them out with one like shield thing and traps all of them in there and ties them up. And then Batman rolls in and is like, y'all plan sucked, pretty much, and like, I got a better one. And then he brings out Billy. I'm guessing that everybody's seen for the first time. And Billy jumps out and is like, Shazam! And then Black Adam's like, no, you're not gonna defeat me this time. And so Shazam, Black Adam goes at it. The rest of the Justice League, they get untied and whatnot, and then they're gonna go and help. Black Adam gets pushed back into the volcano, turns the brother Jins into monsters. He turns them into dogs for whatever reason. He couldn't just make them like more powerful. I guess being a dog makes you more powerful. That's why he does that, I guess. So they all fight. Great action scenes. Everybody's working together and whatnot. And then Black Adam is defeated once again at the end of this episode. But the fight scenes were great. Constantine sends all of them hurling into a portal somewhere. Don't know where, because Constantine's mouth was all jacked up because he got a spell put on him by some type of monster that he was fighting before this event happened. So Constantine was talking weird and we couldn't understand what he was saying. So we don't know where they're at. So they could show up later somewhere, but we don't know. Then I want to talk about the volcano that they're on is where they put the Justice League watchtower at. And I was like, they covered the Hall of Justice Fall and then the building of the tower. I mean the watchtower, all within this episode. I was like, oh, okay, fine. I would have liked a little longer than just pretty much two episodes that they destroy Hall of Justice, build the watchtower. I don't like more episodes with that, but it's fine the way they did it. And then I want to talk about also Batman saying Justice League action. I was like, dude, that was so cheesy. In my opinion, they were. I mean, I see what they were going for, but it was so cheesy. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. That was the most cheesiest part of this whole episode, probably this whole season. That was the most cheesiest thing. I feel like that was out of place. Batman would not say Justice League action or whatever. It just sounded cheesy. Just the words coming out of Batman's mouth was cheesy, and I was like, oh, good gracious. But overall, this episode was good. I liked the action. The comedy was okay. The pacing, it's 10 minutes, so it's fast, but I don't think they need a 30-minute. I think this one was 30 minutes, and like I said, it felt like 3 episodes in one, and they're each 10 minutes long, so it felt kind of perfect that it was like contained in one. So it was a good episode. It was a good episode, good finale, showing that tied in everything. And so that's the end of the review for Shazam Slam. Now I'm going to go into thoughts on what I have for the series so far. So what I think about the series so far, when I started watching it, what struck me was the designs for the people, for each superhero, like design of this world. I forgot the person's name who's the basing is off of, or who's doing the animation, but they looked weird. But I was like, okay, it's a cartoony style. That they're not going with the more like more humanoid look. They're going with a cartoony style. They seem okay. They don't seem like weird, like Scooby-Doo, whatever, the new Scooby-Doo garbage look. So they look like they exist inside this world, and it's okay. So the only problem I had, and it was in the first episode, I believe, the problem I had was when Martian Manhunter I like his character. He's one of my favorite. And the way he was drawn and looked, I did not like. And then the way he spoke and everything, like he was comic relief, and the way he looked, I was like, oh, he was so terrible to me. To be honest, Martian Manhunter is pretty much the top of my list for most hated design and hated character that has been shown on the show. Because everybody else, I feel like they're nailing. Superman, they're nailing. Wonder Woman, they're nailing in terms of character. I feel like they're nailing them in character, since this is some new thing for like kids and whatnot. So I liked how they're doing that. Batman, they're nailing. They're even nailing like the off people. Well, not off people, but Blue Beetle, Green Arrow's the same. I like it. And the action scenes within the episodes, I feel like they're doing a great job of the action scenes. The first episode, I think it was the first episode, when they're fighting one of the Brother Jin people, and they're like smashing into cars, one was getting beat, Superman's throwing bows. I was like, oh, and they're doing like the different camera angles and like throwing the cars and whatnot. I was like, this is nice. These action scenes take me back when the Justice League Unlimited and just Justice League was on TV, the animated series. I was like, this is taking me back then, like when they were fighting and like smashing through buildings, crumbling buildings and whatnot. It was great. So I guess the only problem I have with it is sometimes the jokes don't land to me. But I mean, they have to put the jokes in because it's like a kid show, so you got to keep the kids somewhat into it, so you got to put jokes in and whatnot and quick things. But it's not on the level Teen Titans Go, and I'm so happy they didn't put like the jokes and everything on the level Teen Titans Go, because personally to me, it would have ruined the show, because this show is about action, about seeing your favorite characters on screen, and I guess jokes pretty much, and then working together. So I was like, this is great the way it is. They don't need no Teen Titans humor in it or anything like that. I think the show is nailing it. I hope more people watch it, because I just found out that they started this, so I watched it, and it just really, in my opinion, it's good. It's not Justice League Unlimited, Justice League good back in the day, but this is, for what it is now, for what I feel like Cartoon Network is going for, and I'm glad they just didn't turn into a Powerpuff Girls remake or a Teen Titans Go show, because those are like some of their hottest stuff right now, especially Teen Titans Go, some of their hottest stuff. So I'm glad they didn't turn to that, and it's more actiony on the action route. So I'm glad they did that. But the series is good so far. I'm looking forward to more. And then I wanted to also say that they could have a storyline throughout these episodes, and I feel like the episodes being like 10 minutes long is perfect for what they're doing. When they're doing like a little comedy and then action in it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a contained story within each, and I'm like, I can get behind this, because you get your dose of action, some comedy, and then you got your characters. Now, the only thing I will say is introduce more characters if they are able to produce more episodes, if they get the backing and whatnot. So more characters, I would say, from Justice League. And also then I would say, like, I have a little subplot throughout the whole thing, because the subplot for this season pretty much was the brothers Jin being on Earth, but there is also other evils on Earth that I wonder if they're gonna do in season 2 maybe, or something like that, but I don't know. So if they get more episodes, just more characters from the Justice League, and then a little subplot throughout the whole thing. Because this show can have, well, we've seen in Adventure Time and every other 10-minute show that Cartoon Network has, that you can have a storyline through the show, like a subplot storyline throughout the show that is going to amount to something. And they did this here, and I feel like they could do more of that, and it would be awesome. Now, you don't have to do Young Justice where it's just focused on main story pretty much the whole time, but for what they're doing, I think this formula, having like a 10-minute episode with like episodic stuff in there with a subplot throughout the thing that's going to amount to something, I think this formula works for this Justice League action. And so I feel like that they're doing everything right so far, and that Justice League action can stay on TV, and it might hit with the kids, and then probably hit with people of the DC animated stuff like me. In my opinion, DC animated stuff like the movies have been taking a hit, but this show seems like it could cater to both audiences and then stay on TV with a good viewership. So I'm looking forward to seeing more episodes. Hopefully they get greenlit for some more. I'm not sure if they did or not. I didn't look at anything, but whatever. So hopefully they get more episodes up, and I'll be watching, and I'll be doing some reviews, because these seem like it's what I like. Some action, some fighting. You got some comedy in there for some relief, and then just exploring the DC universe of characters, and I like that. So that's the end of this little thoughts and review. So thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter or Tumblr, or leave your comment in the section below. And hope y'all guys are good out there. Hope y'all go watch some cartoons and whatnot. And just enjoy yourselves. And D-Bird out, guys.